do you think they intentionally avoided talking about scaling, or
Good question. I mean, look, I see the scaling as core of the game. I don't think that's going to change. So is it like, well, I mean, they did address it a little tiny. What did they say? They skimmed it, right? I can't remember what they said. I think they started talking about it and stopped talking about it.
no? It was like this. It was like this. What do you think about scaling? I can't remember the exact verbiage was used, but it was, what do you think about scaling? And they specifically singled out, like, no, we're talking about level scaling, and it feeling shit to have a level scaling in the game, you know, because your character gets weaker, whatever, dude. And then they answered it by just randomly talking about item level requirements on gear being different to, like, item power and equip. It was just weird as fuck.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe they don't understand then. But yeah, so obviously the problem with scaling, I'm sure you've got your takes on it, is twofold, right? There's two factors. There is the item factor. Maybe that's what they were getting at. But when you drop an item at level 100, it requires level 100. They need to change that. They just need to change that. It ruins ults. It ruins trade. It sucks. And the second thing,
What's that got to do with
obviously,
scaling,
is
though? What's that do with scaling? It's got nothing to do with scaling, right?
yeah, but maybe that's what they thought they were getting at because they started talking about item power, right?
Yeah.
So,
It was just weird. It was
Yeah.
weird, and I'm not, it's like they would. It's like
Yeah.
when someone, you ask someone a question, and it's like a direct question. It's something that, like, they know they don't want to talk about because they know they're like, you know, you're having a debate with someone, and then they basically dodge, and that's what it felt like to me. But yeah, okay. But the second part,
Right, and then the one that everyone's complaining about is like the classic ARPG trope of getting more powerful than the mobs you're fighting, right? And because the monsters scale up with you, you don't really get that same feeling. And they did mention, and to be fair, this is something I didn't really think about as much. I don't think Ziz maybe thought about it as much. Is the fact that nightmare dungeons are supposed to be something you outscale. Because you could go right now into some shitty sacred sigil and you would shit on it.
no, that's static. The second you get out of, it's static once you, and it's also, the open world becomes static once you hit level 100 as well, right? Technically.
Actually, this is really funny. So Ziz was like 99, I think. Yeah, he was level 99, and we wanted to farm some potions for our push. And we go to World Tier 1, we fight an elite that drops... You know how there's elites throughout the world that drop materials?
Yeah.
And it's level like 103 or some shit. Because those actually scale up on World Tier 1. So he's fighting some like level 100 elite that nearly one-shots him.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
normal,
He thought
though.
it was going to be level 50. Yeah, but he was on World Tier 1.
Oh, World Tier 1. I mean, I assumed it scaled on the World Tier 1 as well. I just know it's just the way it's tuned tuned in a way where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Wait, he almost died in what? How the fuck he almost died, bro?
Because...
How's this character
Okay,
so
so-
dog shit that he can't fight a fucking World Tier 1 elite, bro? Holy shit.
So imagine, I don't know when you hit level 70. Let's say like day 4, day 5. I don't know when you hit 70. But imagine that character at level 70 going to 100.
Yeah.
Like with no power. Literally.
I know. It's obviously because of the whole dungeon farming strategy you guys use, right? It's like you just ends up with complete dog shit characters. No, but yeah. Jeez Louise. No, level scan is complete dog shit. Let's be honest, it's complete dog shit.
But I don't think it's going away. So I've kind of, I rather than fight it, I've just sort of accepted that's part of the game, right? Kind of like how seasons are part of ARPGs. I'm not gonna fight that either. Like that's just, I see what people want with the whole.
The seasons made the game, like, for the majority of people, more replayable, more fun, more interesting, right? More compelling to play the game, right? Whereas scaling is like the opposite, in my opinion. The only advantages of scaling is that, you know, it means you can literally have like a complete desync like group level, right? But you can have like a level 50 playing with a level 70 and a level 5, right? That's the advantage.
There's another advantage. The other advantage is the open world. They want you to be able to go to a dungeon as Skull's Glen, and then back to Kjovishad, and then to Kyrgyzstan, and then Hazar.
So you can have that without scaling this, right? Because you can just make the entire, and like World Tier 4, they can make everything level 70, right? They can just raise. So when part of going to World Tier 4 makes every single monster level 70, right? And then you have the replayable aspect without the scaling dog shit.
Are you saying the monsters in the world or the dungeons?
Monsters in the world and so the monsters in the world and dungeons, yes. So there'd be like a fixed level. They just pick whatever level it is. I said 70. It could be like 80. It could be whatever level. It could be like the World Tier 4. They just bring the entire floor up, and that's it. It's fixed. So when you first get in there, you're getting butt fucked. It's really hard. It's super difficult. But then every time you level up, they don't change. They stay the same. It's consistent. All zones are still viable, still replayable. Everything you're describing is still the case, except they just don't have scaling, right?
I mean, I think I like Ziz's solution more. So his solution is it's the same tick you have, but kind of the opposite. So instead of they should just cap it earlier, and so maybe it can scale a bit still, so they can still get that scaling, but maybe it stops at 85 instead of 95.
Well, there's actually more nuance as well to my to the solution. Okay, so I still think that's still you still encounter this exact same issue if you do that, right? Where it feels shitty because you level up and the monsters go up, even if it's to an extent, right? But you just have like the lower will tiers can have scaling enabled. So if you're a casual dad gamer wants to game with his fucking, you can go to like will tier 1 and then scaling. Guess what? Will tier 1, nobody gives a fuck no one's playing in there because you don't get the good shit anyway. But guess what? You can still play couch co-op. And you can still have a Giga desync, still have fun, you know, for those people who want to do that. And then that's like,
I get your take now. So I mean, maybe World Tier 5 then can be that.
What, everything the same, fixed?
Yeah, maybe that makes sense in World Tier 5.
I feel like the game's already over. I think it's already, the harm's already done. I feel like the harm is already done. It like, I feel like by then you've already felt the shitty feeling of like leveling up and your character getting shittier. I feel like the game right now in the current end game of Diablo 4 is like, it's pretty much like you've kind of done the entire in-game loop after you've hit like level 75. I mean, if you're playing solo and not doing some crazy shit, like you've been playing the game for like 100 hours plus at that point. You've done everything: Hell Tides, world bosses, everything you've done it all at that point. So then it's like, if you say World Tier 5, it's like, well, fuck. So when do they get to that level 80? Like all the damage of like how dog shit scaling feels has been done at that point, and I feel like it's kind of redundant. You feel me?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like I'm too stupid to think about how they should fix level scaling. I just accept it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it does feel shit, and it's like, wow, why is this in the game? It's in the game for a minority of players. I feel like maybe I'm out of touch, but it feels like it's in the game for a minority of players, and it's like, and there's other solutions they can use to achieve those that like couch co-op shit without fucking it for the rest of us, right? You know, it's just like, you know, the whole seasonal thing.
Because he is God.